welcome to this exciting program on AMFO TV. Today's program is on relationship, and that is trust in a relationship. It's very quite long time we had this issue. The last time we were talking about types of relationship, and today's program is on trust in a relationship. We'll get to digest on what the meaning of trust in a relationship, why is trust important, and how can you trust a partner, how to build trust in a relationship, and this and more other concepts that we'll be treating on today's program. I am your host, Rich Echi. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome to this exciting program. As I said, today's program is on relationship, specifically trust in a relationship. I am your host, Richard G. Let's go moving. Trust in a relationship. I know you have a definition for that. Everybody has a definition for trust and trust in a relationship. What's your definition on trust in a relationship? You can kindly like, share, and comment on this program. You can also share to also find the knowledge from friends on this topic. Trust in the relationship, it's kind of very important. One may ask, is it important for there should be a trust in a relationship, or is it important for trust to be in a relationship? We have to digest on why is it important to trust in a relationship. What are the signs that you can find out that you trust your partner? These and many other things we'll be studying more as we continue or proceed in this topic. Trust in a relationship is key to its growth. What might be like to a life where you don't trust someone? What do you see? And what emotion do you have when you don't trust someone? There's a different emotion you have to trust someone, and there's a different emotion you have not to trust someone. In fact, relationship without trust, it's kind of chaotic. There will be kind of confusion. Things wouldn't be as cool. That you won't understand each other, and so it will be chaotic and might result to break up in the relationship. Let's delve more on what, as I said, we need to define what trust means in a relationship. I'll be waiting for your comment. Don't forget to like and share and comment also on this program topic. It's very important to us to see what you have on trust in a relationship. Trust, it's something very important in our daily life. To have trust, it can also mean to have faith in one person, and you also have a belief that the action of one person is true. The action of one person is true. And let me say that um, when this happens, then it means that there's a kind of relationship that you are building in such a way that no matter what the situation is between the two of you, definitely there's a settle among you staff. That is to mean that, let me put it in a scenario that maybe there's a friendship relationship between me and then my friend, my other colleague, and then let me say there's a situation due to the type of relationship we have together, and then the type of trust or the trust level that we have for each other. I might act in such a way that maybe let me use the word, I pissed off my friend. That my friend will be like, "Yeah, I'm not such type like that." He'll be like, "Come on, Richard has changed. What is wrong?" He'll be like, things will be running through his head. No, I have to find out what is wrong with him. This trust has developed an emotions that trying to my friend will try to find out why I acted like that in order to get him furious. And so trust is very important in a relationship. And so we'll be treating more on why is it important for you for there to be a trust in relationship. To define trust, as I said earlier on, trust is faith you have in someone. They will always remain loyal to you and love you. So when you have a faith in someone that you believe that that person will have loyal, that will be loyal to you always, um, means that there's kind of a rapport, there's a kind of a bond that you two have, that you formed. That bond is kind of treating each other in a loyal way, having trust, having that kind of belief that that person will never fail you in whatever that person or in whatever situation it would be or in whatever circumstance it would be. And so it is very important. So we now develop from the concept of the definition of faith that when you trust someone, it makes you comfortable. You feel comfortable that uh, the person you are in relationship with or the person you are working with in life wouldn't feel you in terms of when you have a situation or when you find yourself in something wanting or some situation, you wouldn't like, you have trust in the person. um it's let me say, we can also say trust is a building block in any relationship. It's a building block, and also can say it's a foundation, because we said earlier on that when there is no trust in a relationship, the relationship becomes chaotic and resulting into damage or resulting into collapse. And so trust is a building block or a foundation of a relationship. And so it is very important for trust to be in a relationship. Okay, so you cannot live without trusting in a relationship. It is very important because uh, when, let me say, when you meet, when two meet each other from different perspectives or from different backgrounds, um, maybe the other person, or let me say, none of them know each other. Relationship can start with not knowing each other. And so the first time you meet each other, you get to know, give out, share information about each other. Such information might be your name, where you stay, what you do, as in your career or your job, and other information that you know about each other. That is the beginning of how you start a relationship. It is very important you knowing or getting information about each other, and then as time goes on, you build a relationship by trusting each other, right? So when you trust, immediately there's a trust between the two party or each other. You get to know that um, the relationship is being built with a strong foundation. Therefore, no one, and before this relationship gets collapsed, it will be very kind of, let me say, difficult to get collapsed. And so it is very important to trust in a relationship. Since we know that trust in a relationship is a foundation to a relationship. And so when there's no trust in a relationship, the relationship collapses or become chaotic and it won't last. So why is it important for there should be a trust in a relationship? Now, you cannot love without trusting a person. You cannot love the person without trusting him. And so it is very important when you trust the person, when you love the person, you trust the person. When you love your mom, you trust your mom. When you love your sibling, your brother or your sister, you trust the person. And so trusting in one way indicates a love you have for the person or you love the person. And let's see there is when you trust the person and then you kind of loving the person, when someone says something about the person or when a different person come to give an information about the person and that information is a bad information on the person or about the person, because of the love, and love goes with trust, because when you love a person you trust the person, and so you wouldn't take that information or you wouldn't believe that information, that bad information about the person that was said to you. And so it is important. So this is one of the importance of trust in a relationship. It brings love. When there's trust, there's love. We can also say that trust helps to overcome obstacles. It overcomes obstacles. What are these obstacles? We are trying to mean problems, situation, predicaments, chaos. It avoid chaos in a relationship. So, as we said earlier on, it's a building factor. Trust is a building factor. And so, when there is a trust in a relationship, so we build it from, let me say, a love. When you trust the person, you love the person. And therefore, when there's love, there's trust, it's easy that it's very difficult. It's very difficult for the relationship to be chaos. There will be confusion and stuff because you love the person and therefore you trust him. And therefore, any information that will be given or any outside information on the person will not be taken into consideration. Therefore, there is always understanding, not chaos, not confusion. You might see when there's two people or two the opposite sex, like a male and then a female, and then start a relationship by introducing each other, knowing each other's information, and then as time goes on, they begin to know each other more, trying to study each other, and then as time goes on, there's trust, there's love among each other, and then when someone says something about a guy to the girl will be like, I don't believe what you're saying that my guy is like that. No, I don't trust that Kweku is like that. You see, you don't believe that because the trust, and then trust comes with love, and therefore there is no confusion between her and then her guy. So there's kind of a strong bond. There's kind of a strong building factor, a foundation. And so it's very important to trust in this. It's important for there to be a trust in a relationship. Okay, we can also see that trust helps in healing. What type of healing is that we are saying? We know that my relationship always kind of, you going to relationship is not, it's emotions. You bring in you go in with your emotions, because when trust comes also with emotions, love also is an emotional feeling. And so when you trust the person, and you love the person, and then the person also trusts you, there's a kind of healing that kind of trauma. Because if there's a situation, and then you guys are finding it difficult to settle that situation, and then there's a trust among you guys, or two people, two parties, it emotionally heals that kind of trauma. Yes, it emotionally heals it. Another important of also trusting someone in a relationship, or trust in a relationship, is it helps control your emotions. So your degree of you trusting a person determines how much yourself you want to give to him. And then when you trust the person, maybe there might be a reason that maybe there is a kind of situation, or let me say, the person you trust in a relationship, something has happened, kind of, let me say, you guys are fighting, so you don't really understand what happened. Maybe you might be saying that, hey, what happened between I and Kojo, or I and Ifua? I don't get it. What happened? Because you have a trust that, no, this is not the character of Ifua. This is not the character of Kojo. No, I have to take time. I have to find out. So you're dealing with your emotions. You're trying to find out if what is wrong with your relationship partner. So it's very important for us to trust. To control our emotions. It's not that maybe you don't trust. Maybe if you don't trust the person, the other way around, you don't trust the person, and it could be like the person acting in such a way. Oh, you'll be like, you act weird. You'll be acting weird, and that will lead to confusion, and then might result in collapsing the relationship. But when there's trust, there's understanding, there's love. And so it is very important for us to trust in a relationship. It's important. I hope you're enjoying this program. Kindly don't forget not to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You also like, share, and comment. And it is very important for others to also watch this program. When you share, as I said, share is caring. So when you share, others also watch to also learn more about trust in a relationship. I am your host, Richard. We'll come back right after this break and talk more. Welcome back to this exciting program on AMF4 TV. Know you enjoy this program. Today's program, I will say, trust in a relationship. We were talking about important trust in a relationship. Kindly not forget to subscribe, like, and share on this program. You always know the statement goes, sharing is caring. And so when you share, you have to care about the knowledge or the impact on this knowledge of to others or on others. And so it is very important for us to share, to also like and comment on the program, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. I am your host, Richard G. Let's go back to the importance of trust in a relationship. And another important that we said or we'll be talking about is it is reassuring. So trust in a relationship is reassuring. We talk that trust is kind of a building factor. It's a building factor or a foundation in a relationship. And therefore, if there is a trust in a relationship, it goes with love. And when there's love, there's understanding. And that wouldn't bring confusion or chaos situation that may lead to a collapse of the relationship. And therefore, when there's a reassurance among each other, or there's a kind of a state of reassurance at each side or both sides, or let me say between or among each party, that means that maybe you might having a kind of argument. Despite the argument between you and then your partner, or among the two of each party, you will see that due to the trust among each other, there's a kind of reassurance that the argument it's not serious, or it will end soon, and there will be understanding. And so it guarantees reassurance despite an argument among each other or between each other. So trust is very important. Reassurance. So you can also find that another importance that needs to be known, or that you need to for us to know, is that trust also kind of doesn't bring more explanation or justification to a problem or to a kind of behavior that is being portrayed by one person. Not needing justification is one of the importance of what trust in a relationship. This actually means that when there's a trust, there's love. And when a behavior is being portrayed by one person, and then it goes against the other person, due to the trust that among those persons, the other person who is trying to find a fault to the behavior being portrayed by the other person will not need more justification or explanation from the person portraying that bad character towards that person. And therefore, that person will get to try to know what actually is wrong with the one finding or portraying behavior that is bad towards him or her. This actually doesn't really brings about you justifying wrong deed or portraying a wrong behavior towards your colleague. Probably your colleague may, when you portray a bad character, or probably when the person portray a bad character towards the other in a relationship, in the one portray a bad character maybe will try to have a little explanation to give to the other, and that will solve. That trust will inhibit or prevent a long explanation from the other party or the other one who has portrayed a bad character, and therefore inhibiting or preventing confusion or chaos, which may result to collapsing the relationship. And so trust is very important. it prevents all kind of collapsing or chaotic um, situation in a relationship. So there's no need when you trust the person and the person trusts you back. There's let me say you guys trust each other. There's no need for you guys each other or one person to justify a long-term explanation for that person to explain why he or she portrayed this character to the other. It teaches us also to know a personal time and space. So, in fact, there might be certain case whereby if you trust the person, you know that maybe if the person is going somewhere, you wouldn't have in mind that maybe in a relationship, in a kind of, let me say, relationship that will lead to marriage. And you know, when say relationship that will lead to marriage, and when the other side, or let me say the male side, is inform a lady that, oh, I'll be going to a friend's party this evening, and then maybe the other party is not able to go, the lady is not able to go because of the trust the lady has for the guy, and he knows the guy very well. You wouldn't have that kind of perception that my guy will cheat on me, will have another lady that will be he or she is going to see and then have fun with. And so trust also terms make us to know the personal person or to know the person very well, and then wouldn't have a kind of confusion among or between the person. So how upon all these things, and it's very important, you get to know that trust is so key. It's very key for us to know, since it is a building factor in a relationship. And how do we have to know that there's a trust or we trust our partner? How do we trust our partner? How do we get to know that we trust our partner? It is very important for us to know that because trust is kind of, let me say, a dicey thing. When we say a dicey thing, it means that it's kind of, let me say, trust. This trust, maybe if someone acts in a weird way, when two parties, one person acts in a weird way, the trust might not be strong. It depends. That's why I'm saying trust is very important. When you trust a person very well, it wouldn't be dicey as well. It wouldn't be that dicey. So trust level is very important. So it's very important to trust when you are in a relationship. Trust the person. Make sure that you trust each other. And it's also based on information or knowing the person very well. Knowing the person very well, you have a trust on the person. The person also has a trust in you, and therefore you build in a relationship in a very good way, without chaos, without confusion. That makes the relationship last. How do you trust a person in a relationship? How can you trust, or what are the signs that you can trust your partner? There's a lot of things. What are the signs you can trust a partner? So, open conversations. A lady or open conversation also is one kind of sign that you can trust a partner. All kinds of life, you meet people from different perspectives, from different background. So as I said earlier on, you don't know each other. Relationships start by not knowing each other. Not knowing each other in such a way that you guys meet together at first time, giving out information about each other, your name, where you stay, what you do, the family you are in from, or your tribe, and other very necessary information. And then relationship begins from there. As time goes on, you guys to know each other more, and then you get to know your life, your wants, your hobby and stuffs, and then this helps you guys build a relationship. So as time goes on with more information about each other, then trust begins to set in. And when trust begins to set in, there is love among each other. When there's love among each other, the relationship begins to last. And therefore, there wouldn't be any kind of chaotic situation, confusion. You guys begin to understand each other. And that will make the relationship a very good one. How can you trust? Or what are the signs that you can trust the person? Because you don't know the person, you got the information, you got to know each other more. So what makes you trust the person? What makes you trust him? And these are the signs to know that yes, you can trust your partner. An open conversation, where the person brings out an open conversation about maybe being open and then transparent in certain kind of talks. When you guys exchange a conversation, the conversation he or she brings out, is it a transparent information is bringing out? You get to know most of the conversation you have with your partner. Is it a kind of transparent talk or conversation he or she brings out? When it is sex or when this happen, then yes, you can also be kind of saying that my partner is kind of bringing vivid information, or conversation is transparent. He doesn't hide any secret. He or she doesn't hide any secret. And therefore, it is important for us to know that when there's an open conversation that our partner shows, that means that yes, there is a kind of build trust, or the kind of trust that your partner has for you. And therefore, you also have to also reciprocate such kind of character that your partner shows to you. Reciprocating this character means that you also have to also be transparent. You need not to be secretive in whatever you tell your partner, and that builds a kind of trust. That builds a trust level between the two of you. Admit mistakes. This is also another kind of let me say a point or kind of sign that indicates a trust between each other. And so when there's a situation, there's a problem that you find in your partner, he or she might admit, because of the trust he has for you, or the trust, yes, he has for you, there's a kind of understanding, there's a kind of love. And so when she gets to find out that you have a situation with him or her, that's to say that when you find a situation and then you address to him, and then there's a mistake, he or she gets to know that, oh, I'm at fault, or I've done a mistake. He or she wouldn't really want to try to argue, but rather admit to the mistake that he or she has made. And therefore, these are the signs that you get to know that yes, you have to trust in your in your partner. And then sometimes the trust comes in such a way that you wouldn't explain much. You wouldn't have to explain much on whatever you've done, and then it's a wrong thing that your partner has seen that is a wrong thing. And so you have to, maybe your partner addressed to you that there's a mistake. Now you have to admit to it without explaining much. So trust comes with you not explaining much, and therefore it is important. And these are the signs that when you admit your mistake, it's a sign of showing that yes, your partner trusts you. So, I hope you are enjoying this program. I'm also enjoying it as well. I'm learning also as well. I want to learn also from you too as well. And so, therefore, kindly not to forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, and then share as well. Makes your partner have a trust in you, that even in situation, even in problem, he knows that you share your predicament, you share your situation to him or her, and therefore when he or she finds a fault to your character, or to your character, you try to approach you and tell you that what you did is wrong, and you need not to explain much because you have trust in him or her. You not explain, but rather admit your mistake and apologize for it. Another one of you having a sign of trust in your partner is that you share his bank account. When your partner share a secretive information like a code, Momo account code, bank account code, things which are secretive, things that is known to him only, and then shares to you, things not even the family member or a sibling of him or her doesn't know, and then shares it to you. Probably you may know there are things that you know that no, when this person shared this information, it's really a very secret information, and therefore when you get to realize such kind of attitude or such kind of life or information being shared, that means that there's a trust. He or she has a trust in you, and therefore you need to reciprocate that trust that he or she has in you. And so for these are the signs that when one shows trust in him or her partner. Lastly, when one also have a priority, taking you as a higher priority, seeing you as a higher priority, then that person has a trust in you. Because when you have a trust in that person, you see that person to be your priority. You prioritize that person in such a way that most of your important things you see that person as part of those important things. Because that person have a trust for you. So trust come with a lot of things. It come with prioritizing the person in an important way, seeing the person to be a family, and then sharing a secretive information to that person. So it is very important to have a trust in a relationship, and it is very also important for us to know that our partner has trust in us, because when that happens, then you can also reciprocate that trust character to him or her. So I would end by let me summarize, or for us to set keys that we need to take away, but for us to have in mind that trust is very crucial, and it brings a healthy relationship, and without it, relationship can become chaotic or dysfunctional, and therefore we need to serve as a foundation of relationship, and is essential for love, healing, and overcoming obstacles and controlling emotions. So trusting a partner is very important. It will result in open communication, admit mistakes, and also kind of having trust among each other. And so trust is very important. Trust is very important. We come more with you, and I hope you enjoy this program. So see to it that when you are in a relationship, you have to have trust in your partner. Make sure to trust your partner. Try to find out the signs that is being laid out, that whether your partner trusts in you, and therefore you can also reciprocate that trust that your partner have in you to your partner. Because trust makes relationship strong, makes it functional. But without it, it makes relationship chaotic and dysfunctional, resulting to collapse the relationship. I am your host, Richard G. I come with you more on relationship issues. Kindly not to forget to subscribe, like, share on this program, and definitely sharing is caring. All thanks to my crew members, Dave Shatta, Randy Duche, Raymond Akwete. Shout out to all you guys for making this possible, for making this program a lively one. Thank you guys, and definitely stay blessed and healthy. And life to you as well. See you. Bye.